Hi everyone, welcome to ETE 401 Educational Studies video presentation. First of all, I would like to take this time to thank Mr. Petrus Diru for giving us such a group work which helps us to learn more than just a topic. It improves teamwork, communication, and builds confidence and creativity and prepares us for a real world. The topic of presentation is inappropriate discipline, in PNG schools especially. The sequence of presentation after me will be Mitchell Magato. She will be running through the description of inappropriate discipline in PNG schools. Our third presenter will be Josephine Yawani. She will be elaborating on possible causes of inappropriate discipline. Our fourth speaker will be Stephanie Jim. She will be talking about the effects of inappropriate discipline. And our fifth presenter is Grace Alapi. She will be emphasizing on inappropriate discipline or the way forward of inappropriate discipline. With that, what is inappropriate discipline? Inappropriate discipline in PNG schools include the punishment that cause physical and emotional or psychological harm. It violates student safety law or acts as humiliation rather than guidance. It includes physical violence, hitting, shaking, humiliation, severe verbal abuse, forced isolation, or withholding basic needs. This method is considered harmful, ineffective, and often illegal under student safety regulations. Our presenters will go through with you the following.
According to what the first speaker has mentioned, he briefly define what inappropriate discipline is. So I'm going to head on to that. Well, according to Community Learning Australia, that is CELA, inappropriate discipline refers to the harmful, punitive, and humiliating actions on children that causes emotional or physical distress rather than learning behaviors. Now, some of the examples of inappropriate discipline involves physical punishment, emotional abuse, and severe restrictions. Now, what does inappropriate discipline mean for teachers? The idea of inappropriate discipline refers to the conduct of teachers that violates professional standards, duties, and ethical expectations established under the PNG Education Act 1988 and the Teaching Service Act 1988. Thank you.
Alright, I will now elaborate on the possible causes of inappropriate discipline in PNG schools. Inappropriate discipline in schools are caused by several factors. According to research published by UNESCO 2018 on school discipline guidelines, the main factors that causes teachers or school authorities to use harsh, unfair, harmful, excessive, and humiliating disciplinary actions are as follows. Number 1. Lack of teacher training. When some teachers are not properly trained in classroom management and positive discipline strategies, as a result, they rely on harsh punishment, shouting, or humiliation to control the students. Number 2. Poor school policies. Schools without clear discipline policies may allow inconsistent or unfair punishment. When rules are unclear, teachers may discipline students according to their personal feelings rather than established guidelines. For example, when students make noise, one teacher allows talking while another teacher punishes students by making them kneel outside in the sun or hitting them with a ruler. Because the school rules are not clear or consistent, students receive unfair and inappropriate discipline. The third possible cause of inappropriate discipline is students' misbehavior and classroom challenges. Students' misbehavior such as frequent disruptions, bullying, lateness, or continuous disrespect can sometimes push teachers to respond harshly. Number 4. Possible cause is lack of guidance and counseling. When schools do not provide counseling support, teachers may use punishment instead of helping students solve emotional, social, and behavioral problems. For instance, a student in a grade 7 classroom often misbehaves because of problems at home. Since the school lacks guidance and counseling services, the teacher punishes the student harshly instead of helping the student and solve the problem. The last possible cause of inappropriate discipline is influence of personal background. Teachers who experienced harsh discipline during their own schooling or upbringing may believe that such methods are acceptable and repeat them in their classrooms. All in all, inappropriate discipline in schools is often caused by a combination of poor training, poor policies, students' misbehavior, lack of support, and influence from past experience. Schools can reduce inappropriate discipline by promoting positive behavior management, teacher training, counseling services, and fair disciplinary policies.
Now, in addition to that, there are some of the effects of inappropriate discipline in PNG schools. The main outcome of inappropriate discipline in PNG schools can lead to fear, trauma, poor academic performance, and school dropout. Students who are constantly punished harshly may lose confidence and avoid participating in class. Some learners may become aggressive while others become withdrawn and depressed. It also damages the relationship between teachers and students by creating unsafe learning environment. For example, repeated beating or punishing of students for being late may stop attending class completely because of fear and embarrassment. A research was made by UNICEF and UNESCO states that as punishment affect children's emotions and educational development. Now, there are some of the list of outcomes that has vital effects on students' lives and society. The first one is fear and anxiety. Students may lose interest in education. And the second one is low self-esteem. This indicates poor classroom participation. Okay, the third one is physical injuries. That relates to health and emotional problems. The fourth one is school dropout. This will result in increased unemployment and poverty. And the fifth one is aggressive behavior. And it is about violence and bullying. And the sixth one is about the lack of trust in teachers, like in weak teacher and student relationship. For example, if a learner drops out because of harsh punishment, students may struggle to find employment, and this can relate or contribute to social problems such as crime in communities and drug abuse. However, people who will be affected the most are students, especially young and vulnerable learners. Students with learning difficulties or disabilities, for example, or mostly it is to do with girls and children from disadvantaged backgrounds and families who suffer emotionally when children refuse to attend schools. Teachers and schools are also affected because inappropriate discipline can damage the school's reputation and reduce trust from parents and the community. For example, in some PNG schools, students who are publicly humiliated in front of the class or in front of their classmates often become silent and lose confidence in learning. Thank you.
So, what the TSCF is expected from the teachers to do, and what the teachers should do are the two questions that I will be elaborating more as I go along. So, firstly, why does the TSCF or Teaching Service Commission exist? So, Teaching Service Commission exists to maintain a qualified, disciplined, and professional teaching standards. It also monitors teachers' conduct and provides security and welfare support for the teachers. So what the TSCF is expected from the teachers? So this one, it is a question. This question is about what the TSCF or Teaching Service Commissions they expect from the teachers. So before we continue, I would like to identify or define what is TSCF Act. So TSCF simply refers to the Teaching Service Commission Act. And this act exists to govern the employment, discipline and welfare of all teachers in PNGs. It expects teachers to act as professional public servants
who put students' learning and safety first, followed the law, and uphold the reputation of the teaching program or teaching profession. So teachers also have a duty to report unprofessional behavior and breaches of the regulations. If there's someone or staffs in your school organization that breaches the policies of the act through unprofessionalism behavior and other types of behavior in schools, teachers have the duty to report. So the most important responsibility that all teachers is the education and welfare of the students in our care. The next question is about what the teachers should do in schools or organizations. So the teaching profession values respect and justice. As teachers, we are to show respect for ourselves, our students, co-workers, and the community as a whole. So how are we going to show respect? We are going to show respect through loyalty, commitment, professionalism, and collaborative hard work. So teachers, we are to take pride in our responsibilities and uphold these values in the education of our children. As teachers, we have a responsibility to uphold the status of our profession in the schools and the communities that we serve. So we are expected to comply with all regulations governing our employment. So these regulations, we have seven types of regulations that govern our employment in PNGs. So the first one is the Teaching Service Commission Act. The second one is Education Act. Third one, PNG TA Code of Ethics. Fourth one, Teachers' Duty Statements. The fifth one is HIV and AIDS for the education policies. Sixth one, Gender Equity in Education Policies. And the last one is Lookout and Pickaninny Act. And this one is that's a child policies. So teachers, we must maintain professional standards. It is a challenge for us. We must always maintain professional standards of behavior and ethics at all times.
I'm going to come into fully up what the presenters have presented in regards to the topic that concerns on inappropriate discipline for teachers. Inappropriate discipline for teachers is basically referring to the conduct of the teachers that violate the professional standards, duties, and ethical expectations established under the PNG Education Act 1988 and Teaching Service Commission Act 1988. They are causes that associate with this discipline, and teacher inappropriate discipline is often caused by examples like poor policies establishment of students' misbehaviors, lack of support, and influences from the past experiences. In order to address this issue, the teacher inappropriate discipline and behaviors, the schools can reduce this by establish or promote positive behavior management and establish behavioral management, teacher training, counseling services, and establish disciplinary or effective disciplinary policies in place to keep the teachers accountable in their actions. The effect of inappropriate discipline is normally affected. The effect of inappropriate discipline may affect the students in various level, like the students' learning and academic performance, or core students. It may affect the students' learning, and it may also affect the co-workers or its associates, and it may also mostly likely to affect the teachers. The teacher profession, and those who benefited, especially the teacher relatives and their extended families. It may have ripple benefits, effects on the teacher, relatives, as well as the students' learning and academic performance. So the challenge here are we are expected to comply with the Teaching Service Act 1988 and Education Act 1988. And the Teaching Service Commission expected us, especially the teachers, to align ourselves to the ethical and disciplinary process or procedures as promulgated by the Teaching Service Commission and Education Act 1988. Thank you. I think this brings us to the end of our presentation, and thanks for being with us.